folks, welcome to Barb Makes Things. Today I'd like to share with you some of my favorite materials for tinkering and prototyping.
Barb Makes Things!
Tinkering is a way of life. It can encompass everything, and so I look at all things as potential stuff for making. As a result, I have a lot of random things. Here are the usual suspects, my most commonly used items. Tools. Safety glasses. Wait, prototyping needs safety glasses? Yeah, things like to go flying, like when you cut skewers or wire or just about anything with snips. It's better to have the protection and not need it than need it and not have it. Drill. I like having a small cordless drill with a variety of drill and screw bits. There are times when you need a hole. A thin incision just won't do. Having this on hand means it's quick and easy to make many size holes in a wide variety of materials. And there are manual versions that are a lot less expensive. Scissors. Good scissors. Scissors that fit your hand. Invest in quality scissors if you can and take good care of them. These are great for cutting paper, fabric if they're sharp, string, and other light materials. If you want to cut something a little heavier like skewers, wire, zip ties, you're going to need snips, aka wire cutters, especially flush cutters. These work well for cutting heavier items, and as you might expect, bigger snips can handle bigger, tougher materials. If you're trying to cut through something especially big, do a little bit at a time rather than all at once. Pliers, because sometimes you need a better grip than what your fingers will provide. And speaking of grip, clamps. This might not be needed depending on what you're making, but if you need a third hand, these will do the job. Screwdrivers, different types and sizes if you're in any kind of take-apart situation. This is actually one of the first tools I remember having as a kid. I saved up my tickets from playing games at Bullwinkle's, which is like Chuck E. Cheese, and I got a tiny little screwdriver set that I used to take apart everything I could, especially watches. A dual temperature glue gun. Glue guns will not do everything. The glue generally won't hold forever, but sometimes that's what you want. It has the qualities of drying really fast and being able to surround and support objects. Plus, it's a surprisingly good diffuser of LEDs. I prefer dual temp glue guns because you have the option of making the glue hotter, runnier, and holding certain materials more securely, or less hot, where it can hold its shape, support other things, and be a material in its own right. Cardboard knife. Crafting knives are useful. I did a whole video about them. I also carry a pocket knife with me, but I've got several decades of experience manipulating these claws. If you're still working on the dexterity thing, you're working with kids, or you want something that's just easier to grab, there are other options like this canary cutter or these retractable ceramic knives. There are a lot of options and they're all useful in different situations. Permanent markers, like Sharpies. Yes, they're permanent. Sometimes you need permanent, like when you're marking on plastic. I just like ink that stays where I put it. Materials. Cardboard or foam board. You can do so much with this stuff. John Umukubo wrote an article recently with a lot of really useful information that I'll link to in the description. A lot of companies make cardboard prototypes of their products. This is a thing that people are paid to do. How cool is that? Skewers and dowels. These can be supports, they can be axles for wheels, they can be pins to help hold things together. Different sizes, little skewers, square dowels. These are so useful. Hot glue. Yes, I mentioned hot glue guns in tools, but it's useful as a material too. Bottle lids. Plastic little bottle caps can work well for wheels, pulleys, or any other kind of round thing that you need. Zip ties, both for attaching things or for a thin, flexible strip. My big hexacord actually has a zip tie on the plucking arm that holds the pick in place so that there's a little bit of give and the pick doesn't get stuck on the strings. String. You're familiar with string. Wire. Heavy wire, which is easily manipulated by the snips and pliers that I mentioned earlier, can be formed into whatever shape you need. Tape. Useful in any sticky situations. Shrink plastic. You can cut shrink plastic into just about any shape with regular scissors and shrink it to a hard piece of plastic that meets your precise specifications. Check out the description for a link to a video I did all about shrink plastic. Rubber bands to hold things together, to act like a string on a shoebox guitar, or to behave as a spring. Straws. These can be structural, they can be tubes, they can be bearings for skewer axles, they can even be cut to act as a self-straightening joint. Actually, I might do a project with that soon. It's pretty fun. This is by no means a comprehensive list. You can use tons of things. Leave a comment below to let me know what kind of tools and materials you like to use for tinkering and prototyping. I always love to expand my palette. If you liked this video, share it with a friend. If you didn't, share it with an enemy. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Make sure to take a look at some of my other builds and how-tos. There are a lot of them. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you click the little bell, you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. If you'd like to get videos a little early and support my channel, you can visit my Patreon page. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.